anything that I can answer, Maureen will answer too. He's qualified to answer the questions. Anybody?
I was wondering, do you have an estimate on when the final filter study will be released?
It's already done, it's finished. It's in the hands of the EPA, we'll let them distribute it when they finish with it. But actually, the final study says the same thing that we gave out, it's nothing different than what we said. But EPA has it.
Does it say anything about why the filters failed? Why the filters failed?
I don't believe so. I don't believe it says why the filters failed. I don't know if they tested that. They just know that they did fail. Well, not completely, just didn't reduce them to the levels that we wanted them to. Yes.
Yeah, I want to go back to kind of the start of all of this, back in 2013, 14, 15.
13, 14, 15.
When the pH started to fall in the water,
Okay.
who made the decision to alter the pH? Why was that decision?
I have no idea who made the decision to alter it. And I went here in 2013. I started council in 2014 that year, so I couldn't tell you about what happened then. That information, the state actually has it. You should probably ask the state about that. The EPA also has that information. We don't have it. Most of the records that were there were taken. So that's a question for the state and a question for the federal government about the pH levels. Yes.
Just to clarify, the 24 to 30 month timeline, is that from when you announced it, or is that from when you received the money in November?
No, it's from when we announced it. We began going in the ground that Wednesday. So our crews are outside now. Well, not now, but as we, in the morning they were out there out every day, except the weekend. And they have they started early now, great. So they have a mandate of 1,000 lead service lines a month to do between the two major companies. Yes, sir.
Job creation and this project that's going on, I really, employment opportunities.
So there are a lot of employment opportunities. Both companies have agreed to hire residents that we send them directly that go through a specific program, apprenticeship stuff. There are also subcontractors that are working, WMBs that are already on the ground outside working, plumbing, contractor, some other contractors as well. Printing as well. So it is a lot of money, and we're trying to, right now, it's about $80 million from the first part of the contracts. We have an $80 million emergency contract out on the street too. Emergency contracts that are out working now. The council has to renew our emergency in 90 days, which will allow us to continue with the emergency contract. Yes, sir.
You mentioned in your opening remarks that if there's one thing that you would concede, it was that statement that came out, I think it was in mid-2018.
Right.
Just wanted to,
April.
wanted to see if, just looking back, you do have some hindsight on this, if there's anything you would have done differently in the last couple of years.
Sure. I mean, that message just caused incredible ire and confusion for us all. I mean, it even allowed people to say they lied, which is just not true, right? And that's why I pointed out in 2017 all of the messaging that we sent out to people, because folks were saying all kind of things, but nobody researched enough to go back to 2017 and find out what we were sending out immediately the minute we got exceedances. There were many documents sent to the public before we got exceedances. I think the problem is that we were in a full-fledged fight with an RDC, and I think our folks spent too much energy, basically trying to defend ourselves against NRDC instead of sticking to our own message that we were putting out in 2017, which would have prevented some of the confusion that we're experiencing today. Those messages become clearer, then we don't have this problem. And we don't have people saying we misled people, we lied to people, we covered it up, which is just not true. And the evidence of it not being true is very public.
But there were emails from CDM Smith in February warning that the corrosion control inhibitor was
Yeah, but CDM Smith didn't have the evidence of that. CDM Smith was giving us a hypothesis that they believed that the corrosion control may not work. They're the ones who suggested to us that we should in fact send a pipe to the EPA to get validation from what they thought, right? So there's a lot of people who come up with hypotheses. We can't make a decision. If we test 100 lines and 12 come up with lead exceedances, we can't make a general statement about corrosion control, about lead service lines, about lead in the water based on 12 homes out of 100 that we tested. We have to continue testing. We have to go to those 12 homes. We have to figure out what's going on. We have to send messaging to the people. We went to those 12 homes and still sent out a message to everybody in the city telling them what to do if they got lead in their home, how to find out if you've got lead in your home. This is what you do if you have lead exceedances. The city has lead exceedances. Send it out to everybody based on 12 homes, right? So when people say we initially thought it was 12 homes, it's not what we thought, it's what the science and the testing thought said, right? So we reported what the testing said to us. We did what we were supposed to do after that. We tested again, and based on those results, we brought in CDM Smith. CDM Smith did their preliminary testing, analysis, and they told us, hey, maybe your corrosion control is not working because we done tested everything else. It might be this. You should take a pipe out the ground, send it to the EPA, and get validation on that. And that's what we did. When we got the validation, we passed out 39,000 filters. Yes, sir.
Mayor, you talked about spending too much time and effort fighting NRPC. Today, the City Council approved an extension of the professional service contract for defending the city for about $240,000. Unfortunately, about $140,000 a year. Is that money well spent?
Yes and no. Yes, it's well spent because we have to defend ourselves, right? No, we would rather not spend it on fighting the fight within our DC to tell us we should, at this point, teach people how to use filters, right? We don't have to go to court for those things. That's something that they should come to the door of City Hall and ask to sit down and have a meeting with us to begin talking about those things. So this mumbo jumbo is about, oh, the mayor won't meet with us. That's hogwash. Nobody even asked me for a meeting. You want to meet after you went to court and filed a lawsuit. You filed a lawsuit. You told us in the lawsuit that the whole city, both of the Wanacue and Pequannock is affected, that the water was backing up from Wanacue, getting into Pequannock, and all this stuff. The court said that's not true because the science and the evidence said that's not true. You got like 5 minutes of ink on that, and then back to the normal beat, boom, 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 boom. At the end of the day, now we're arguing about should we teach people how to use filters, and we're wasting money going to court, arguing with them about how people should use filters. And honestly, they should, if they was really interested in the city's well-being, stop taking our money. And if they want, they're going to make us pay their lawyers. I mean, get out the court, leave it alone. Set up a meeting with the mayor. Call Ms. Taylor, 973-733-4312. Tell them we want to have a meeting.
When else settle then?
I've been doing.
When are you settled then?
We were in settlement conferences. We were in settlement discussions.
Has there been any update on that? I know there were any.
No update now. Ever since the filters, that thing with the filters, everybody got new life.
Well, I was going to ask precisely that question. So, the last hearing, the judge seemed to be pushing the two parties to agree to some kind of a settlement.
Right, absolutely.
Is that something that the city is doing?
We don't think we should ever been in court in the first place, right? We don't think we should ever been in court. We would have loved to have a discussion so we didn't have to go to court. We would love to come out of it. We're not the ones who made a video about NRDC and sent it all over the country. They made a video about me. They ain't met me. They don't even know what I look like, except for pictures they've seen. They have us in court. They filed a suit. We filed a suit against them. They came to us, told us to sign an MOU so they could be our oversight. Andrea Alpawali, may she rest in peace, said, no, you can't be our oversight because we have oversight. It is called the NJPAC, right? We don't need oversight. I know people view us as this helpless, poor black and brown city that everybody got to take care of. We have oversight. We know how to manage our water system. We know exactly what we're doing. And we know that our children have lead exceedances in their blood. before the water issue, right? We know that, we knew that, and we know that black and brown cities have this more than everything else. You know why I know that? Because I know we have more of everything than everybody else. I know that we have more unemployment than everybody else. We have more poverty than everybody else, more homicides than everybody else, more of our mothers dying on hospital tables giving birth than anybody else. So that's not news to us. The news is, why do you want to sue us because of that?
Well, haven't the NRDC repeatedly said that they tried to reach out to the city and the city never replied?
Well, they've never reached out to me. I mean, they sent the letter that I read from Tom Moran. That's the first time I heard of a letter Tom Moran showed me. He read me a letter over the phone. I've never seen a letter from them. But a regular citizen, right? A regular citizen can write the mayor a letter. The mayor doesn't respond. The citizen comes downtown. They call my office. They set up a meeting. They do this on issues that are not as serious as lead and water, right? They do this because they need their tree cut, or because they spoke to the water department and they came to do something and left their lawn a mess. They do this and set up meetings. Now you're telling me a multi-million-dollar organization with people on their board like Walt Disney and Robert Redford and all these people cannot get a meeting with the mayor of a city of Newark? That's absurd. It's absurd. And the process of doing, even when we got the first exceedance, the 12 out of 100 exceedances, we began entertaining and engaging the state at that time about changing lead service lines. Why? Because I'm not an engineer. And I don't know nothing about corrosion or orthophosphate or silicate or any of this stuff. The only thing I know is lead pipes cause lead in water. Get rid of lead pipes. They told us we couldn't do it. They said we couldn't do it because we don't own the lead service lines and we can't pay for people to get their lead service lines changed. They told us that. So we had to struggle with them and get the legislature to change the law so we can do that. These are things that we were doing all of this time so they could change the law to allow us. Then they said, yeah, you can do it, but now you have to charge the ratepayer, which is what's happening all over the state. Now people are changing lead service lines and are trying to charge the ratepayers to pay for it. We said we don't want to do that in Newark. And we had to struggle to make sure that that was in fact done. So all of this time we've been moving to change lead service lines. And they're not doing anything out of the ordinary. The state just tells us what the law said. And our job is to change the law so it benefits us. Yes?
And with those complications, realistically, how long do you think it will take for the water in Newark to be safe for the residents?
Well, I know that the zinc orthophosphate is getting into the system. I know that it's driving lead levels down. As we said on the panel, giving respect to the DEP and Catherine McCabe, we can't tell people that it's okay to drink the water even though the lead levels are reducing or maybe reduce at the end of the year because we have to go through 2 consecutive testing periods. So we believe that the orthophosphate is going to begin having a serious impact by the end of the year. And at the beginning of next year, we hopefully will begin to see dramatic drop in lead levels in the city. And in the meantime, we're going to be pulling lead service lines out of people's homes. Based on our schedule, we believe in 12 to 14 months, we should have more than half of the problem solved.
Last couple of questions, guys.
Mayor, you've talked a lot about changing infrastructure, investing $130+ million in the lead service line. But is there a plan to invest in the plant itself? I know there's been a report in 2016 talking about it's an old plant, right? It's an aging plant.
Yes.
Is there a plan to invest
Yes.
in the plant itself? Can you talk specifically about
Yes.
what has been done?
I'll let Kareem talk.
So this report you're talking about came out in the CTA 2016. So the city has been aggressively, this administration, been investing in the plant since we took it over. Part of us getting studies is to identify problems and help us get a path forward to correct those problems. So phase 1 is currently being, it's going to be probably in the council at the end of this month. It's one of the next 2 meetings that'll be watered. It's a part of a bigger upgrade to the plant. But over the last 5 years, we've aggressively been upgrading things at the plant.
Such as, do you have examples?
So I just know, we just submitted a plan, put in a new corrosion inhibitor system. We just put in a new potassium permanganate system with their plate settlers, into the plant, creating the line system in the plant. We're about to do phase one will be optimization and rehabbing of the existing filters in the plant. So in that study, if you have the study, and you look at phase one that you're talking about, it'll tell you everything that's supposed to happen in phase one.
Mr. Dean, you mentioned in the event the school results. I was curious if the school board reports those results to you, and you said there were no exceedances.
The school board reports those results to the Department of Education and the DEP, and they post it on the school board's website.
The most recent results,
Yes, you have to contact the school, it should be on the school's website.
but you're saying that those had no exceedances, that's
Not to my knowledge, they haven't reported any to my knowledge.
One more over here.
As a new resident, I commend your administration's efforts. I was invited by the communications office as an influencer. I'm gonna have a prefix to say micro influencer. But I'm also here to gather the accurate information for my day job. As a resident, as an artist, community member, I find myself also not an engineer from the same quadrant to not add to the noise. How would you recommend, suggest influencers, community members to partake in the conversation, amplify the correct information without adding to the noise?
Well, I think that tonight, there was some good information, and there was a way to excerpt and live stream some of the information that was given out tonight and get it out. That would be great. And, I would, the more like documents that you can get and put up so people can actually see them, right? The problem is that people believe that we can't read or don't read or can't analyze. So most of the fighting that I have is people telling me that our folks don't understand something, right? And so what they do is they go over 3 or 4 lines in what was said. I would rather you just print the whole thing out and show people, then they can make a determination for their own self. They can say, oh, this is confusing, but he didn't lie. I would rather him say this and rather him say that. I respect that movement. I respect people's opinion about what they feel about the documents or things that we said, but I would rather you just put all the information out, right? Stuff that we put out in 2017, stuff that we put out in 2018, instead of trying to mold a narrative. I don't even want you to mold a narrative to help us. I just want you to put out the information as it is and give people the opportunity to make a decision on their own.
And that's one. And just one more question. What is the relationship with the Port Authority in this adventure?
Well, Newark and Port Authority has had a contentious relationship probably since the beginning of the creation of the Port Authority. You go back years and years when we first started getting lease payments from Port Authority. We had disagreements with Port Authority around Port Street, around lease payments, how they were calculating our lease payments, about a number of things. And so when I came into office, we began initiating those discussions, engaging them, and I prevented them from talking to people in City Hall unless they talked to all of us together. That began in our fight over Port Street, escalated it, because they thought Port Street belonged to them. We said it didn't. We went back and forth about that. I went to the Port Authority meeting and had a verbal thing with them. It resulted in, this is more than 4 years ago, it resulted in what we have today, which is an agreement that allows us to get a port administrator that they pay for, that allows us to sell the use of our fiber at a reasonable price, that gives us $5 million up front and $5 million for the next 30 years. But it also means that I can't say anything or take them to court about any issue that I have for the next 10 years, right? So they wanted it to be in perpetuity. We fought back and forth around that because, listen, whatever happens for me in this administration, somebody else should have the right to come after me and go back to them and say, look, we don't agree, this is what we think we want, and so forth and so on. So I made sure that after this 10 years, whatever, that whoever comes behind me is not handicapped by a decision that I made.